This is the strictest mother ever, according to TikTok users. A few months ago, Janet Topley was making waves on social media after posting a video with a question: are we strict parents? 5 reasons why my teens think we are strict, which people had a lot to say about. And even though I'm late to the game, as a psychologist, I thought this was worth analyzing sooner or later. Hi, I'm Maria Bermeo, clinical psychologist, and on this channel, we talk about everything related to, of course, psychology. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Before starting this video, I want to remind you that I give in-person therapy. And if you're out of the city, I got you, because I also give online therapy. So if you need a consultation, please feel free to reach me out on my email, my phone number, my social media. All of them will be listed down below on the description box as well. I'm not showing the entire video because of copyright, but these are the main points.
I'm raising 3 teenagers, and they think that we are the most strict. We make them charge their phones downstairs. We don't have TVs, screens, computers, phones, none of that goes in their bedroom. They use devices in the family areas. We are a 1 blanket per person household. If your girlfriend is hanging out with us and you guys want to snuggle up, that's great. 1 blanket each. They still have screen time limits on their phone, so they can't just scroll mindlessly. They have, I think it's an hour screen time limit. Make them tell us their plans before they make them.
So in summary, these are the 5 controversial rules. They charge their phones downstairs because they cannot be in the room. They don't have TVs or computers in the room either, only on family areas. If their kids want to cuddle with the people they are dating, that's fine, but they cannot share a blanket. Limited screen time of 1 hour. But there is another video in which Janet specified that it's 1 hour per app. And she also added that she and her husband allow a longer screen time if requested. And their kids should tell their plans to their parents before making them, as going out with friends and that kind of stuff. Now, the comment section was a literal debate in which the negative comments were the highlight. As blanket is fine, but the rest is just making your kids hate you. Awesome job. Strict parents equals sneaky kids. Me and my mom are like besties. This shouldn't actually happen, because if you and your mom are like besties, you might be referring to a dysfunctional role distribution in the house. So, you can get along with your parents, but being like besties is another thing. As a teen with non-strict parents, I'm a better kid than my friends with strict parents, because I could be honest with my mom about my life. Having strict parents is not meant to destroy the trust in the house. There can actually be ways to reinforce that trust, and we're gonna touch that topic later though. As a 20-year-old with very strict parents doing exactly what you're doing and then some, let me tell you, strict parents create sneaky kids. As someone who grew up with strict parents, this sounds like a relationship where there is no trust on either side. This comment is referring to a toxic relationship to the parents, but being strict doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna be toxic. There's another things that are involved into strict parenting without getting into that territory. I'm 23 now and still have strict parents. The rule of telling you their plans beforehand only works if you actually let them go. If not, they will be lying to you constantly. We're going to talk about this later, but you're going to see why this is not true. So, are these rules really strict? Are they damaging their parents' relationship with their kids? Are they even necessary? Rules 1 and 2 relate to screen access. Is it really bad that these teens cannot have cell phones and computers in the room? I know it sounds extreme, as nowadays technology is a must for everyone's life. We have so much that we can do with it that we've become dependent on electronics to the point that we need to carry them everywhere. But this rule actually has benefits. Janet is not banning electronic devices from her house. She does allow them in family areas, which means that parents can be aware about what their kids are consuming on the internet, which is so important when we talk about young people that are still developing their brains. Social media is the Wild West. You can see everything you can imagine and what you cannot. From people telling you about harmful diets, early and unnecessary use of Botox, fillers, skincare, OF models promoting their pornographic content, you name it. And some may say, but well used, the internet is actually beneficial. I agree. However, the unfortunate thing is that what blows up is the dumbest, most random, and clickbaity content. So parents being aware of their kids consuming these things are more able to explain why they shouldn't follow what these random people on the internet are telling them, how to process those unhinged advices, and guarantee that their kids are growing up with firm and strong core values so later on they can face the world on their own, allowing them to set boundaries that can even save them from things like substance abuse or other harmful behaviors. It is worth to notice that when parents notice what is going on in the internet nowadays, there are less taboo topics at home. Parents are more likely to understand what may be going on in their kids' minds and therefore being able to maintain open conversations about different topics and allow their children to express freely to be able to guide them. On the other side though, and here's where I stand on a slippery slope, forbidding your teenagers to have electronic devices on the room may actually make them more dependent and tempted to them, especially teens as they are more likely to desire to go against the rules due to the developmental stage they are going through. Young people, in fact, can be sneaky and can find ways to even get new devices behind your back. So, while supervising what your children are consuming on social media is very important for their development, banning them from the room may actually have the opposite effect as the one expected. Take this for example. The more you say no to candy when your kids do have sweets in front of them, they are more likely to binge on them as it is seen as a one-time experience, instead of what would happen if they had them available 24/7, as it is something typical that at one point gets boring. The same happens with technology. The less access, the more curious they feel about what's online, so they will do anything to get into the virtual world. And honestly, even if you as a parent prohibit electronics in your household, outside your kid can have a friend at the school that can introduce them to the internet and facilitate every kind of content without you knowing. So it is better for you to be the one providing and acknowledging about your children's internet use after all. Rule 3 is one blanket per person, which I mean, it's okay as it is putting limits in their house. For many, this rule might be random, but it can inexplicably prevent kids to start an unconscious sexual life. Realize the importance of intimacy and the huge compromise that comes with it. So this one has a check. Rule 4 is about limiting screen time to 1 hour per app, which is actually really good. Again, most of the content that is getting viral online is just unhinged and useless, which aside from promoting sickening behaviors, unnecessary or toxic products, misinforming users, it has reduced people's brain sizes significantly. And it has been showing on many things as the short attention spans of new generations, the lack of social abilities, children not knowing how to read or how to follow rules, over-romanticizing mental illnesses. The blue lights from screens have been proved to damage sleeping quality, which translates in bad processing of information, etc. Restricting the time to use apps allows your kids to invest their free hours in other activities as exercise, art, reading, healthy things that promote a healthy brain and its optimal development, and whatever that is far away from screens. And rule 5 is that the parents should be aware of their kids' plans before they make them. And many of the comments said that this is toxic and controlling, but let me tell you that it is actually necessary. First of all, it allows the parents to know their kids are going to a safe place, knowing if they are going out with reliable people, making sure that they are okay. It also lets children know that in the case of emergency, they can call their parents because they have their back. And it can increase the parents-kids trust. So how crazy are these rules? They're actually good. Even some users in the comments as this too highlighted how this type of parenting is actually great and functional. However, what I perceive from the comment section is that most people have gotten used to a growing practice of gentle parenting, which nowadays translates into parents never saying no and letting their kids just be themselves without putting a limit, which should not happen. Gentle parenting is meant to create a healthy relationship with your children by reinforcing and praising the strengths they have and putting rules and limits to teach them how to regulate their emotions and behaviors, and teaching them to take no as an answer sometimes, but also providing logical reasons for said denials so they can develop their emotional intelligence. Of course, I don't live with Janet, the creator of this controversial video, so I don't know what goes on daily, but generally speaking, she is not being a toxic mother. If something, she's doing an amazing work by teaching their kids to live by certain rules, which are so necessary for children to be able to adapt to the world in general. Without limitations, children will only grow to then go to school and don't learn because they disrespect their teachers, to make tantrums because a Sephora employee called them out for ruining the samples at the stores, to be rude to their ballet teacher that just asked them to go to their respective place, and to be the typical iPad kids that we see on social media every single day. We need more strict parents these days if we really want the next generation to be our future. Is there something you learned from this video or would like to add? Comment down below. Also, don't forget to like and share this video with people that may find this helpful, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out on more interesting psychology content. Thanks for watching.